Welcome to Discovery Garden Pattaya. My name is Hans Fritschi. What you see behind my head is the flower of the Pachira insignis. Yes, the Malabar chestnut, as it is also called. And it flowers only once a year, and that is now. And it is spectacular. The Pachira insignis only flowers once a year. I found it in Caracas, that is the capital of Venezuela, and I brought some seeds with me. And after a few years, these spectacular flowers developed, but so far we never had any nuts. Look at this. Beautiful, isn't it? It's great. It's the Pachira insignis, very rare. I believe we are the only ones in Thailand that have Pachira insignis. And you see these flower buds, they are falling down already. The single leaves, they can be found under the trees. We have several trees, Pachira insignis, very rare in Thailand, doesn't really come from here, comes from South America, and you can see the traces under the trees right now. Once a year they develop these spectacular flowers, and even the ground is graced by their petals that fall to the ground. Just take another look at the flowers of the Pachira insignis, also called Malabar chestnut or money tree, as this is the popular name, money tree. And these flowers are really worth a lot of money, even though we can sell you a plant, and that is not even so expensive, of the Pachira insignis. We have a few plants for sale. Here's some flower buds of the Pachira insignis. They probably will open up tomorrow and grace our garden with their beauty. Here you have the flower of a closely related plant. This is the Pachira aquatica. The other one is called Pachira insignis. This is Pachira aquatica. Also very beautiful flowers, the Pachira aquatica. And it also flowers all year around, contrary to the Pachira insignis that only flowers once a year. Here you have some flower buds of Pachira aquatica, and this actually flowers all year around, and it's also a spectacular beauty that those flowers deliver to your garden. And also these trees we have for sale, and we have many more than from the Pachira insignis, because these flowers produce nuts. Here you see a seed pot of the Pachira aquatica. They contain maybe 30 big seeds, and they are edible. They are actually very tasty, as you will see in this video, and full of nuts the size of a big papaya. Okay, here we got the Pachira aquatica nut, not the Pachira insignis. As I said before, we never had any nuts from the Pachira insignis, but Pachira aquatica we got a lot, and it is very, very tasty. You see, that's how it looks inside. The shell is not too thick, so you can open it without hurting your teeth. And it tastes really good. Like maybe a hazelnut, I would say, yes. Pachira aquatica. But here we return to the Pachira insignis, to these wonderful flowers, now just growing in the garden. But how come we have plants for sale of the Pachira insignis if they never developed any seeds so far? Here are some samples of Pachira insignis plants that are for sale, but grown without seeds. How come? We retrieved those plants of the Pachira insignis through air layering. You know, the bark is slightly cut and then a plastic bag attached, and then they root, and then you have a new plant. You get a new plant that will flower exactly the same as the one you got it from. It's a clone. This is called cloning also. It's a way of multiplying plants in a proper way and in a good way, without sex, without seeds, and the flowers are as spectacular as the Pachira insignis grown from seeds. Wow! Well, this was it about Pachira insignis. If you liked what you saw today, please join the Hans Fritschi channel on YouTube or Hans Fritschi Friends on Facebook, and see you again very, very soon.